Ah, some bubbly water. Just what I need. Can you hear that fizz? That reminds me of Fizz, Jake, Bella and Milo.
Hello there. I'm in Snowdonia National Park. Oh, it's in North Wales, near a great big mountain called Mount Snowdon. I'm here on holiday. Well, I've always wanted to visit Mount Snowdon ever since I was a little girl. Oh, my old Uncle Seamus used to tell me of the time he paid a visit here when he was a boy, and he had to leave something wonderful behind. He used to ask me this riddle. If you go up the mountain, you will find the wonderful thing I left behind. But when you find it, this is true, you will have to leave it too. Well, try as I might, I could never guess what he was on about. So now I'm here in Wales, and there's Mount Snowdon up ahead of me. So here's my chance to see if I can find that wonderful thing my uncle had to leave behind all those years ago. You never know, I might be able to get it and bring it back for the Tweenies.
Oh, I hope Judy does find it and bring it back for us, don't you?
Yeah, but we don't know what it is.
Oh, yes, we do. It's something wonderful. That's what it said in the riddle.
Yeah.
If you go up the mountain, you will find the wonderful thing I left behind.
Right.
Yes, but it said, but when you find it, this is true, you will have to leave it too.
Oh, yeah, but Judy's ever so clever. She might not have to leave it.
Yeah, she might be able to bring it back for us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, yeah, I bet Judy does. Judy will remember.
I must say, Snowdonia National Park is a lot bigger than the park I usually go to. And it hasn't got a playground either. Oh, but it has got mountains. 15 of them. And Mount Snowdon is the highest of them all. And I'm hoping to get right to the very top of it. That's right up, almost to the sky. It's not just mountains they've got in the park either. There's great big lakes. And the story goes that it was in one of these beautiful lakes that King Arthur found his famous sword Excalibur. Many, many years ago, King Arthur and Merlin the magician are said to have stood looking out into the lake when suddenly a lady's arm rose up from under the water holding a gleaming silver sword. A voice was heard calling King Arthur's name. And there, walking across the water, was a beautiful lady dressed in a long white robe. She told Arthur to get into a boat that was floating by the bank. And as if by magic, it took him out to the middle of the lake. He reached out and took the sword, and as he did, the boat turned and carried him back to the bank where the lovely lady was waiting for him. Her name was Nimue. She was a wizard who could do magic. She told Arthur that the sword was called Excalibur, and it had been made by the fairies especially for him. And as long as the sword was used for good and just causes, like protecting the weak and the poor from evil, then no harm would ever come to Arthur. Arthur was very pleased to have the sword and promised to use it wisely. And then Nimue, the lady of the lake, made Arthur promise that when he grew too old to use the sword, he would return it to the lake. For if he failed to do so, he would make the fairies very angry. Then the lady of the lake turned, walked back across the water, and disappeared into the mist. Well, over the years, Arthur had many adventures and fought many just battles with his trusty sword Excalibur. Its magic always kept him from harm. When eventually he grew very old and was near the end of his life, he asked one of his knights, Sir Belvedere, to take Excalibur and return it to the lake for him, as he had promised all those years ago. Sir Belvedere set off with the sword, but because it looked so wonderful, he couldn't bring himself to throw it in the lake, so he hid it under some bushes. But when he returned, he told the king that he had thrown the sword in the lake. "And what happened when you threw it in?" said King Arthur. "Nothing. It just sank," said Sir Belvedere. "Not true," cried Arthur. You have betrayed me. You must return Excalibur to the lake. So Sir Belvedere set off for the lake. But again, he couldn't bring himself to throw the sword in. When he returned, Arthur asked him what had happened. I threw it in and there was a big splash, said Belvedere. King Arthur knew Sir Belvedere was not telling the truth, and with his dying breath, commanded him once more to throw the sword into the lake. Sir Belvedere knew the king's command must be obeyed, and this time he threw the sword with all his might towards the center of the lake. As it fell towards the water, a lady's arm rose up and caught it and lowered it safely back into the lake. As King Arthur promised, Excalibur had been returned to the fairies. Well, all that was meant to have happened a long, long time ago. But even today, it still feels magical here. Well, here I am at the foot of Mount Snowdon. Unfortunately, the wonderful thing that Uncle Seamus left behind is right up there at the top. Oh, it looks a very long way away. I don't think I can get there.
Oh dear, Judy doesn't think she can get to the top of the mountain because it's a very long way away.
Oh, no, but if she doesn't go to the top, she won't get the wonderful thing.
Yes, and I'd really like the wonderful thing.
Oh, yes, so would I.
Yes, well, we'd all like the wonderful thing, but it's at the top of the mountain and Judy is at the bottom. And it's a very long way.
Yes, and it's too far for Judy to walk, so she might not be able to get there.
I know how she could get there.
How?
On the bus.
What?
Well, my mummy always says, if it's too far to walk, we'll go on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course, the bus.
Oh, don't be silly. You can't catch the bus up a great big mountain. Buses don't go up mountains, Fizz.
Well, all right then. What about airy planes? They can fly over mountains.
Yes, but I don't think Judy's got an aeroplane, Jakey.
Oh, a rocket ship could get to the top of the mountain easy.
She hasn't got a rocket ship either, Milo.
No. Well, I'm sure she'll think of something. Judy would never let us down.
And I'm not going to let them down, because I've just found the very thing to take me to the top of the mountain. Can you guess what it is? Well, it's got wheels, but it's not a bus. It's quite long, but it's not a rocket. And it's got an engine, but it's not a plane. Have you guessed it yet? Oh, I'll give you another clue. It runs on rails. Yes, that's right! It's a train! Oh, this lovely train runs all the way to the top of Mount Snowdon. So that means I can ride all the way up there and all the way back. Now, all I have to do is buy a ticket. Oh, I'd like a ticket to the top and back, please.
Radio.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, now I'm ready to go up the mountain. Mountain goes the train, it's such a lovely ride. Up the mountain goes the train with passengers inside. Round and round the mountainside, the little train won't stop. It's on the rails and never fails to get right to the top. Up the mountain, that's where I wanna be. Up the mountain, when we get there.
I wonder what we'll see.
Up the mountain goes the train, the town's left far behind. Up the mountain goes the train, I wonder what we'll find. Could it be some treasure that was buried long ago? The little train will get us there, and very soon we'll know. Up the mountain, that's where I wanna be. Up the mountain, when we get there.
I wonder what we'll see. Yeah.
Up the mountain goes the train, the journey won't take long. Up the mountain goes the train, the engine chugging on, looking out of the window as the mountainside goes by. It seems the train is taking us right up to the sky. Up the mountain, that's where I wanna be. Up the mountain, when we get there,
I wonder what we'll see.
up the mountain goes the train, high in the mountain air. Up the mountain goes the train, I think we're almost there. The little train is slowing down and coming to a stop. It's time the passengers all leave, 'cause now we're at the top. Up the mountain, it's where I wanna be. Up the mountain, now we've got here.
I wonder what we'll see.
Well, who'd have thought it, eh? A railway station at the top of a mountain. Oh, I wonder what else they've got here. Oof, I must say, I'm glad I brought my warm coat. It's rather chilly at the top of the mountain, even on a sunny day like this. Oh, look! There's even a station cafe. Oh, I think I'll have a nice hot drink. Ah, tea on the top of a mountain. This must be what they call high tea. And I thought I'd treat myself to a nice piece of cake. Oh, what are those people doing over there? Oh, it looks like they're posting letters. Well, Mount Snowdon is just full of surprises. Imagine a post box on the top of a mountain. Oh, that's wonderful. Perhaps that was the wonderful thing my old Uncle Seamus had to leave behind.
Oh, no! Guess what? The wonderful thing is a post box.
What? Oh, but that's no good. We don't want a post box.
No, we don't. What's a post box?
Jake.
It's where you post your letters for the postman to collect, Jake.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not very wonderful.
Oh, no wonder her old uncle left it behind.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it could have been the post box. I mean, a post box is very nice and everything. It's very useful, but it's not exactly what you'd call wonderful. And Uncle Seamus's rhyme definitely said wonderful. How did it go again? If you go up the mountain, you will find the wonderful thing I left behind. But when you find it, this is true, you will have to leave it too. Let me see now. What is there around here that is wonderful, but you can't take away with you? Well, there's the cafe. Oh, and the gift shop. Well, they're very nice, but I don't think it could be them. Well, you see, it's very difficult to find anything round here because your eye is always drawn to these wonderful views. Just look at them. You can see for miles and miles. From here you can see all the way to the Wicklow Mountains in Ireland. Well, that's where my old Uncle Seamus came from. Oh, just look at it. It's wonderful. Oh, I wish I could take it home with me to show the Tweenies. Hang on a minute. That's it! The wonderful thing! It's the view! Oh, of course, it's wonderful. And my uncle had to leave it behind. Oh, because he couldn't take it with him. Oh, but I don't have to leave it behind. Things have changed since Uncle Seamus was a boy. Today we have small cameras, so I can easily take pictures of the wonderful view. So, although I leave the view behind, because of the pictures, I can take it with me to show the Tweenies. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hey, guess what the wonderful thing is at the top of the mountain? What? The view! You can see for miles and miles, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, but we can't see it.
No, because Judy can't bring the view back with her.
No, but she's going to bring back photos so we can see it too.
Oh, goody! When's she coming?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I bet it's just like the...
Your remote control, you can join me and Kerry for a CBeebies Love to Learn quiz. There'll be lots of fun with all your favourite CBeebies friends. So what are you waiting for?
Come with me on our very own Tree Fruit Tom adventure online, where you are the hero too. Welcome to Treetopolis. Where do you want to go first? When you reach the last circle, the spell will work. Play games. Even practice your Tree Foo moves. Time for Tree Foo. There's so much to do, so come on, join in. Yes! Tree Foo, go! To bbc.co.uk/cbeebies and turn the magic on.
Discover and do, just me and you. Try something new and discover and do, and we'll make and paint and glue and stick, just me and you, and we'll stretch and turn and shout and wave and jump about. Discover and do, just me and you. Try something new and discover and do. Try something new and discover and do.